Critical thinking is so important, especially in leadership positions. I mean, when mentoring, you don't just think about what a mentee brings to the table and how they're going to do what they're desiring to do. You really have to understand who they are on a fundamental level and how your decisions and their decisions will guide each other towards the common goal.
Yeah. And that brings up a good point about decision making too, because after all that critical thinking, you're just going to have to come to a decision at some point. You can't just sit there and think. You have to actually come to a conclusion before you lose your audience or those you mentor.
There's a collaboration aspect to it as well. Leadership isn't just being at the top of the pyramid, barking out orders, and just yelling at people all the time. It's also about making sure that the people around you who you're leading and mentoring also have a voice in the decisions that are made.
I mean, if there's no one at the top, who is there to make the tough decisions when no one else can, though?
Yeah, and that's the hard part. Sometimes you're going to be in a situation when you are on your own, and a collaboration can actually compromise decision.
How would you deal with that?
Yeah, well, in situations when you're on your own to make a decision, I find it helpful to consider two things. Number one, is there a clear choice for you to make that has the high potential to turn out well in the end? Basically, when you're thinking about important things in life or even small things in life, such as where you want to get lunch today or what kind of car you want to buy, which is a much bigger thing to think about, is there a specific aspect of the decision that you're faced with that you feel strongly about, that you go, okay, this clearly has a better chance of turning out well in the end? However, if that clearly better option does not exist from your basic powers of deduction, then that's where you have to rely on your own common sense and take it from there. Think about an example like this. A parent is running late from work and has to drop their kid off for school, but they haven't done it yet. They have two options in this scenario. They could, one, hurry out the door and bring their child with them to work, where they would arrive on time at work. However, this would leave them in the predicament of dragging their child along with them all throughout their busy workday in a boring adult office building, which also would cause their child to miss a day's work of school. The other option the parent has would be to hurry out the door, drop their kid off at school, rush down to work, and arrive late. However, they would have the ability to explain the situation and detail what happened to their boss and to their coworker. When you think about it, neither of the decisions in this scenario here that's fictional are clearly better than the other. Both of them contain pros, both of them contain cons, and neither of them is clear-cut better than the other. And that really is an example just accurate about life. Life is full of tough, messy, and at times even frustratingly imperfect situations that really do call for us as leaders to step up and make tough calls and decisions.
No, I totally agree. Something that helps me with those kinds of scenarios is that you just gotta trust your gut sometimes. Pick the best option with the information you have and commit. Because in moments like that, hesitation kind of kills momentum, especially in a leadership situation.
Yeah. And you can figure out how to handle it better next time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like in the moment, you have to own the decision and move on with it, like you had stated earlier, Tyler. But that's really the beauty about making decisions over time. You can always look back on your life and look at lessons you've learned from decisions you made that turned out either good or bad, and really understand, is there anything you could have done better? Is there anything that you did worse that could be improved? Or is there nothing that you did that was wrong and that you're good to do the next time you're in a situation like that? So there really is a beauty in learning from your decisions, both good and bad, because it will only stand to benefit you in the long run. When you're back into a familiar situation, you can rely on your past experience making decisions in order to make a really good one as opposed to a bad one.
Yeah, so yes, critical thinking can only get you so far. And like you said earlier, life is full of imperfections and imperfect situations. So you won't gain much by being perfect. But by stepping up, making decisions, and picking up the pieces when things start to fall apart.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Tyler. Thank you so much for watching this quick video. We'll be back next week. Talking about Leaders in Motion, Lead and Lift Mentoring. Thank you so much.